I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and you got all the Warhammer that you deserved, but we're going back to the basics. We're talking about Primarchs returning, a subject I don't normally touch on this channel, but today we are going to go down that rabbit hole because with the confirmation of Fulgrim's return, that leaves 2 traitor Primarchs yet to return, which have a lot of connection to the universe right now. But also, if we flip that coin, if you look at the Imperium, it's looking very one-sided in Chaos's favor. Surely the Imperium deserves another Loyalist Primarch to return. Who should be that Primarch? Let's jump in and let's get waffling. So as I mentioned, we now have Fulgrim returning back to the setting, and I am going to do a dedicated video on that because with Fulgrim returning, you have so many narratives that are about to explode. Gilliman seeing Fulgrim again, who put him into stasis. You apparently have Fulgrim with a Crone Sword, which could be a massive Eldar storyline within itself, and of course Slaanesh and the Eldar. There's so many bloody things to talk about with Fulgrim. That's going to be a separate video, but before I went into that, I wanted to just look at the full loadout what we have at the moment with Primarchs. We have 1 Primarch return for the traitor, which specializes in each of the demonic god forms. So, for example, Fulgrim for Slaanesh, you've got Angron for Khorne, you've got Magnus for Tzeentch, and you've got Mortarion for Nurgle, right? Each god that they worship or they're bound to, but there is still 2 more Primarchs, demonic Primarchs, that have yet to hit the setting. One is Perturabo, and the other is Lorgar Aurelian. Now, with these 2 Primarchs, these are the wildcard Primarchs because they are literally Chaos undivided. They are serving Chaos as a whole, where the other ones are just down with Slaanesh or Nurgle, etc., etc., etc. But I think we've already seen the foundations of these Primarchs returning to the setting. I personally predict that the next demonic Primarch that is going to return to the setting is going to be none other than Perturabo himself. And there's a few things why I think this is going to happen. One is Vashtor. Vashtor is right out now in the lore causing a lot of problems, but Vashtor has worked closely with Perturabo in the past with his mechanical shenanigans and his corruption of machines, and it really goes hand in hand with Perturabo. There's a lot of Iron Warriors that are actually working with Vashtor right now to bring down the Imperium and then aiding Vashtor on his quest within the Webway and his corrupted Chaos planet, whatever he's doing, the key, the weapon that he's searching for. The Iron Warriors are already massively involved with that. So it would make sense potentially for Perturabo to come back to maybe assist and aid Vashtor in the final steps, unlocking the key, finding the key, powering up this weapon, whatever it is. And when you have Perturabo returning back to this the setting, again, that's Perturabo coming back and causing even more mayhem and destruction on the Imperium. And the Imperium is going to look at that like, we are definitely outnumbered at this time. We need more reinforcements. We need more things to happen in our favor. But there's also a storyline for Lorgar to return as well, because for the past 10,000 years, Lorgar has been basically in meditation, but with the Great Rift and the splitting of the galaxy, this is basically, I won't say awoken him, but it's broke his meditation, and he wants to come back to the galaxy as a whole. So it opens up a narrative for him to return and maybe start spreading more chaos drama, more crusades in Chaos's name to the systems that can't be reinforced by the Imperium and cause more devastation in the galaxy. But what it does then, if you do bring back these 2 Primarchs, one is more models, which we absolutely love. One of the arguments that I've always had is that the warbands of Chaos haven't had the love that you find normal Space Marine chapters do. So, for example, you don't really get any new Iron Warrior characters. You don't get any like Iron Warrior models, upgrade kits, vehicle kits. That's the same with the Word Bearers. No characters or cool models that go along with those ranges. It's normally like just like Black Legion, and that's it. Of course, you have the Death Guard, you have the Emperor's Children, World Eaters, and you have the Thousand Sons. They all get special models, but more warbands need that love. The Word Bearers, the Iron Hands, the Alpha Legion. I'd go as far as like the Red Corsairs. This is what people want, and I think if you do bring those Primarchs back, that is what you will get. You will get more love than given to those chapters. But if you do bring back those traitor Primarchs, okay, you also open up the door for Loyalist Primarchs to return as well. Because as you chaps have pointed out to me, when you look at it right now, we've got 4 demonic Primarchs that have returned to the setting, and there's 2 Loyalist Primarchs. Now, those 2 Loyalist Primarchs, okay, haven't even met each other. Like, the Lion has learned about Guilliman, but Guilliman hasn't learned about the Lion. They've never met or anything like that. They're massively outnumbered in terms of enemy brothers. Hopefully, very, very soon, they will meet, and we'll get an awesome storyline with that. But a lot of people see the Imperium as being, like, very overwhelmed at the moment with the demonic presence of the demon Primarchs. And I agree. I think we do need more Loyalist Primarchs returning back to the setting. But of course, the big question is, which Primarchs should then return for the Loyalists? Of course, the big one that we've always talked about, which we're still talking about right now, is Leman Russ. We know that that big Space Wolf refresh is happening at the end of 2025 or sometime in 2025. Probably it's going to be towards the end of 2025. I've done videos about that. We've talked about the rumors and all the funky stuff about that already. It would make sense for Leman Russ to return. Does this count as the end times now with all the demonic Primarchs coming back? I think it would be great. I've always said I would love to see like an Odin type of Leman Russ come back. I know a lot of people have said, yeah, but what about like Leman Russ as like a werewolf? No, please no. I do not want furry Russ anywhere near my screen, okay? My eyes would literally burn if I saw furry Russ. Give me Odin Russ, more wiser, more badass, learn from his mistakes back in the past, and is bringing way more knowledge. Of course, with characters like Perturabo and Lorgar, as we've just discussed, if they come back, you can have their counterparts coming back. Of course, Perturabo's biggest contender is Dawn. Dawn still lives. I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, right? Dawn is not dead, okay? They retconned his death. Dawn right now is missing. We only have a hand, so if Perturabo came back, maybe that is time for Dawn to return wherever he's been, wherever the Emperor sent him, right? Let's just agree to disagree on that one. Of course, with Lorgar's return, you have the big chance then for Corax to return, because we all know that Corax has been in the warp. He went to the Eye of Terror, nevermore, caca, right? He went there, and he's been actively hunting Lorgar. He's been, like, smelling him down throughout the warp. We have a book where Lorgar encountered the Raven Guard Primarch, and he basically just ran off from him. He retreated from him. So yeah, that can happen. When you look at other Primarchs like Jagatai Khan, Vulcan, they can just randomly reappear as well. Vulcan is perpetual. He can't die. He can reappear anywhere in the galaxy, and it would make sense for him to be there. The guy cannot die. And of course, when it comes to Jagatai Khan and him in the webway can just spew him out. He found a way out, and we all know the webway works differently with time. So he could just come out like he's been in there for 10, 15 minutes or something. He's been in there for a year, 2 years, 10 years, and he's come out and it's like 10,000 years in the future. There's so many possibilities to bring back a Loyalist Primarch. If I had to pick right now and do a big judgment on it, 4 versus 4, and again, this is 4 versus 4, so 4 Loyalists versus 4 demonic Primarchs that we have. The demonic Primarchs, of course, are Magnus, Mortarion, Fulgrim, and Angron, and we've got the Lion, Guilliman. I would bring back Russ for number 3, but I would go off the cards and bring back Constantine Valdor, right? There is a secret subplot that is happening before our eyes. Where is my foil? Okay, Games Workshop want us to go into this blind, but I'm telling you, something is happening, and I think if they bring Leman Russ back, Valdor will also return as well. There's too many connections with Leman Russ and Valdor. The Spears, the brother, like they literally liked each other, these two. And with the King in Yellow and everything that's bloody going on in the universe at the moment, it just makes sense to make sense. And Valdor basically is a Primarch. If anything, you could probably argue that he's better than a Primarch. I would actually go as far to say that he is better than a Primarch. He's like a one of one, even when it comes to like custodians. Like the Emperor trusted him more than he trusted the Primarchs. So yeah, Valdor is very, very very special. So he could definitely go toe-to-toe with demonic Primarchs and all the rest of the evil things in the galaxy. But the thing is, right now, the main thing to talk about is there's so many things happening now. With the narrative, it's maybe moving forward again with another demonic Primarch coming back. Maybe Games Workshop are going to start building up pace now and doing more stories, more narratives, and we'll see more things happening towards the back end now of this edition going into 11th edition. I'm excited. I really am excited to see what happens. I know some people will watch this video and say, well, I hate Primarch returning to the setting. I get it. I completely understand where you're coming from. It takes a bit of the mythos away, and it just, it's not fun for you. I get it. I'm sorry that that's happened, but I'm enjoying it, and please don't take my fun away. That's all I've got to say. Anyway, that's enough waffling from me. I don't even know why you started this video. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I would love to get your take on this. With Fulgrim's return now, which is the next Primarch that's going to return? Demon and Loyalist. Let's see if we can get someone who guesses it right in the comment section down below, because they're definitely going to do it. They're going to bring more back. It's just too much. It's just too much Dollarunios not to pass it by. So post it down below. I'm have a nice little chinwag down there. See ya. Have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, and bye-bye.